No room for compromise on Taiwan's sovereignty, President Tsai says in National Day speech. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen speaks at the ceremony to mark the Iceland National Day in front of the presidential office in Taipei on October 10, 2022. Taipei, Taiwan, CNN. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen said Monday there is no room for compromise over the self-ruled Iceland's sovereignty, but she is willing to work with China to find mutually acceptable ways to maintain peace across the Taiwan Strait. The consensus of the Taiwanese people is to defend our sovereignty and our free and democratic way of life. There is no room for compromise on this, Tsai said in a speech marking Taiwan's National Day, delivered as tensions between Taipei and Beijing simmer at the highest point in recent decades. Taiwan, home to 23 million people, lies fewer than 110 miles, 177 kilometers off the coast of China. For more than 70 years, the two sides have been governed separately, but that hasn't stopped China's ruling Communist Party from claiming the Iceland as its own despite having never controlled it. Chinese leader Xi Jinping has said that reunification between China and Taiwan is inevitable and refused to rule out the use of force. But in her speech Monday, Tsai argued Chinese leaders not to go down that path. I call on the Beijing authorities that resulting to war must not be the option for cross-strait relations, Tsai said. Only by respecting Taiwanese people's insistence on sovereignty, freedom, and democracy can we resume positive interactions across the Taiwan Strait. Following the visit of U.S. House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan in early August, China stepped up military pressure to tactics in the island, sending fighter jets across the median line of the Taiwan Strait, the body of water separating Taiwan and China. For decades, the median line had served as the informal demarcation line between the two, with military incursions across the being rail. Lawmakers from Taiwan and Japan waved the flags at the ceremony to mark the Iceland National Day in front of the presidential office in Taipei on October 10, 2022. Last week, Taiwan's defense minister warned that Chinese fighter jets or drones that intrude into Taiwan's territorial airspace, defined as 12 nautical miles, 12.2 kilometers, from the Iceland shores, will be regarded as a first strike as Taipei seeks to step up its defenses in response to Beijing's military pressure. Tsai said in her speech Monday that Taiwan is an important symbol of democracy in the world and its people are determined to defend the island. The international community is very clear that defending Taiwan's security equals defending regional stability and democratic values. If Taiwan's democratic freedoms are destroyed, it will be a major setback for democracies around the world, she said. She reiterated that Taiwan has been strengthening national defense awareness as well as acquiring and increasing the production of precision weapons to boost asymmetric warfare capabilities, a term for military strategies to counter more powerful militaries. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen left and Vice President William Lai attended a ceremony to mark the Iceland National Day in front of the presidential office in Taipei on October 10, 2022. The ceremony in Taiwan's capital, Taipei, on Monday marked the 111th years since the start of the revolution in mainland China that ultimately resulted in the collapse of its 2,200-year-old imperial system and the establishment of the Republic of China. Taiwan National Day celebration. The Republic of China ruled the mainland until its defeat to the communists at the end of the Civil War in 1949, when it retreated to Taiwan. The festivities on Monday were attended by international guests, including the president of Palau, one of the 14 countries that have full diplomatic relations with Taiwan. U.S. Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson, a Democrat from Texas, was also in attendance. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen, top center, attends the ceremony to mark the Iceland National Day in front of the presidential office in Taipei on 2010 to October 10, 2022. During a ceremony celebration, a military helicopter was seen hovering over the cloudy skies of Taipei with the national flag, while military bands played outside the presidential office. Analysts said Taiwan will likely face increasing pressure from Beijing after Chinese leader Xi is widely expected to extend his hold on power for another 5 years in the Communist Party meeting scheduled to begin on October 16th. The biggest challenges would definitely be the pressure from the PRC, said Austin Wang, an assistant professor at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, who specialized in Taiwanese politics, referring to the People's Republic of China. He predicted that Beijing's policies towards Taiwan would become more unstable and unpredictable in the medium term. If Xi is able to find a way to make his zero COVID policy and basic economic performance coexist, this achievement will be great enough to make Xi and China patient, Wang said, referring to China's uncompromising COVID containment policy. If the economy in China collapses, Xi and PRC will lose their legitimacy. Xi will then turn to nationalism, which includes the unifying Taiwan. Taiwan's defense ministry has said it is reviewing whether to extend the mandatory military training for eligible men set at 4 months to the longer period in response to the threat from Beijing. And Leib Nachman, assistant professor in politics at Taiwan's National Changchi University, said the Taiwanese government should continue to engage the public over its role in defense of the island. The best thing Taiwan can do is to build its defenses at home in a way that it is not flash or provocative, but creates a meaningful change that better prepares both Taiwan's military and the civil society for potential conflict, he said. CNN's Wayne Chang contributed reporting.